All right, hello, welcome to the next Nix Hour. So if you want to ask a question yourself, please join the meeting link in the description. You can use voice or chat to ask questions. So today we have a Nix packages issue that we maybe could take a brief look at, but I'm not sure how helpful I can be in live right here. So it's about a package that is apparently not reproducible on or that only fails in Nix. So I'm running NixOS unstable and rsync segfaults with the error below. I tried using the same rsync version on Arch Linux and it seems to work fine there. So the error is Nix packages specific. So we have the error here, buffer overflow detected terminated. Seems like a very internal error. Nothing like Nix specific, just from the error message. So we have the hash, and we can also see on Arch Linux it does work just fine. Okay, so one of the things maybe let's take a look at this here. So how related to other package managers are the packages in Nix packages? So if we go in here, Nix packages containing all of the containing all of the package expressions. So let's build rsync from that. Yep, that works. Let's look at where it's defined. We can use meta.position for that. Oh, by the way, I was using Nix build. I'm going to use Nix instantiate eval. So it's in this file right here. And let's see, does anything stand out here? So we fetch rsync from the upstream there. We build input, we configure. So what I kind of expected maybe to see here is patches. Sometimes packages in Nix packages have Nix specific patches in them to make them work on Nix or NixOS. For example, I think, what if we look at MPV? MPV default, or is it unwrapped? That's default, sounds right. If we look at this here, we can see, yeah, there's a patch here. And in this case, it's use the new build options to avoid cycle between out and dev output. So yeah, this is a Nix specific patch here. But yeah, for rsync, we can't see anything like that. So we should probably assume that it is the same package. Well, at least it uses the same sources. Now the dependencies and everything can be different, of course, still. Could be something of that. Now to maybe reproduce this even better, so you can use Nix on Arch Linux as well. So a really good thing to try here is to use the same version of here, and you can even say, so you pasted the store path here. Assuming this was built by Hydra, we should be able to just do realize of this path, and that worked indeed. Is it the same one that we just got ourselves? Yes, it is. So the very same version as is on master right now. And so in Arch Linux, you should be able to just next door realize this and then try to run this as well. Or I guess you can also, if you have Nix installed, you can also get this by Nix build -a rsync and then maybe pass. We can do this. Just fetches it from from whatever your Nix path currently points at. Now a bit more purely, without relying on Nix path, is channel NixOS unstable, or let's use Nix packages unstable. It also works. Oh, and actually this is a different version. So the Nix packages unstable channel is different. What is NixOS unstable? Well, we have to fetch that first, apparently. Or what you can also do is use the new CLI, which is still experimental but slowly being stabilized, into Nix space build, and then some Nix packages rsync that would use whatever Nix packages pointed in the registry, which I think is Nix packages unstable by default. So I think we should get the first one here. But yeah, so I recommend trying that out. If you have, so you're in the call right here, if you can do that right away and we can see the result, that would be great. You do need Nix installed on Arch Linux.
Yeah, I have a Docker container with Arch Linux. I can try to run it.
Yeah, that. Oh, so I guess you're on NixOS maybe even?
Yeah, I'm on NixOS. I have only installed an Arch container to try if it works.
I see. Yeah. So let me know, or or write in chat when you have the result, or in the issue, of course.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. We have some other people here. I'm just wondering if anyone has a question. You can. Oh, I think the screen share just stopped for some reason. Or no.
Trying.
To be working.
Okay. Yeah, I think it still works. Okay, so any questions in here? Otherwise, I think we'll look at maybe some in here. Okay, sounds like a no. So maybe just this one stands out. So previously we used kind of maybe we should take a brief look at this. But so, yeah, let's look at this. Sorted by
They're
inputs.
sharing something around to Jitsi.
What can you repeat?
In Jitsi, we're right now seeing your terminal.
Oh.
Borders instead of your
I see.
browser.
Let me try again. Is this better?
Yeah, this is what we usually see.
Oh, I see. Thanks. All right. Hide the. I'm not sure if that's what you meant. Also, okay, we have a question in the chat. I'd love to walk through packaging GitLab Duo for neovim. Let me do a brief search of this. So I guess the first thing when I hear a package name and to want to package it is search through like GitHub issues to see if it was requested already. GitLab Duo neovim, or is it GitLab Duo? GitLab's Duo neovim. So all right, yeah, no worries. So it hasn't been requested yet, so let's just make a Google search. Yeah, GitLab plugin for neovim. We have GitLab Duo here. Is it this one? An AI suite for GitLab? Code suggestions. Okay, that seems kind of appropriate. So yeah, let me try to get to the source of that. GitLab plugin for neovim. Yeah, that seems right. All right, so we have this is supported. Okay, let's take a look at the source code and just kind of see what kind of thing we're dealing with. So we have kind of one of the best ways to start here is to see the packaging instructions, which, yeah, or installing instructions, I guess. So we have requirements. So we need GitLab, we need neovim. These both are packaged in Nix, as far as I know. Follow the installation. Installation says to just clone this into some neovim plugin directory, so that should probably work. It might be a bit too kind of imperative and stateful. Okay, and then the following two lazy, right? So this is a plugin system used for neovim. This is another way think. Oh yeah, these are 3 different ways. It's weird that there's a 1, 2, 3 here. And uninstalling, and then omnicompletion. Okay, so okay, it's a fairly standard neovim plugin. There's no like build steps required. And so yeah, I think the next step then is to look at existing neovim plugins in Nix packages and see how they are packaged. So maybe let me do like a Nix build just to get the completion going of neovim. And we have neovim utils. Do we have anything like nvim or vim? Maybe vimPlugins exists. Let me take a look at that. Or actually, maybe let's do a brief search for Nix at a neovim. I believe there is either like a manual page or a wiki page in this case. There's also some third-party projects. Let's look at the wiki page here. And what does this suggest to use for Vim plugins? Installing plugins, so this also uses Vim plugins. All right. So that would be the appropriate way to install it or package it in Nix packages. And where does Vim plugins come from? So maybe let's go into all packages.nix and search for vim plugins equals. And we get this here, so it's defined in packages, applications, editors, vim plugins. All right, let's go in there. Vim plugins. All right. Yeah, okay, so it's not a free package. Yes, let's take a look at this. So we have plugins generated. So there's generated ones. What is this? Okay, that has a lot of generated ones. How do you add to that? Let's see. So there's an update script I see here. There's a README. Let's take a look at the README as well. It's not a lot, so it's documented in Doc language frameworks. Is that link working? Let me just briefly verify. So we are in Vim plugins right here. Where should that link bring us? Here. Oh, okay, that apparently links to the repo root. All right. So this way, okay, that's actually very appropriate. Neovim can be configured. Neovim and Vim can be configured. We support 2 different methods for managing plugins: Vim packages, recommended, or vimplug. So I guess we need to use Vim packages. 2 Vim packages are available. Vim full. Okay, not relevant. Custom configuration. Managing plugins with Vim packages. All right, this tells us how to use Vim plugins or Vim packages. This tells us how to declare our own one. We can just want to package one. What if it's not already packaged? Then we can apparently do this. All right, and that should work. So this wouldn't be for upstreaming though. Is there anything else here? Managing plugins, adding plugins. Adding new plugins to Nix packages. Let's try going for that. So we have this, we found this ourselves already. So Nix expressions are automatically generated by running this. What is this link here for? Updater, okay, this links to the update script that is being run. Creates the generated Nix file based on Vim plugin names. All right, so I guess we can probably just add our Vim plugin here. So let's try that. And then some Vim plugins might need an override to work correctly. This isn't the case. Some dependency is required. In this case, that might be GitLab. I'm not sure how that works exactly. Oh, to add a new plugin. Yeah, well, why do we need an update script to add a new plugin? I mean, let's take a look. So we have plugins, we have update.py. What does update.py do? Run generated by, I'm not quite sure. I guess this just kind of, oh, I think this is one that needs, that maybe can't be, or maybe one that needs overrides. For now, maybe let's go for the simple one and just say the Vim plugin names. So Reaper branch alias, okay. So is this sorted in any way? Doesn't really look like it. So let's just get the repo URL here. So this is, yeah, just this. Let's clone HTTPS, that should work. And to make it not, so generally if you have a long list of things in a single file, if you just add it to the end, you would get a merge conflict when someone else merges something that also adds to the end. So, and since this isn't sorted, so if it's sorted, you would put it in the right place. But I haven't seen any convention for this, so I'm just going to put it like randomly somewhere in here, which definitely shouldn't cause a merge conflict. And I don't see an immediate problem with doing this. So let's just go for it. Now do we need, so we have the git URL here, this should probably be fine. We also have other GitLabs in here. GitLab, oh, this one uses head. That should be fine. Yeah.
Your URL ends with .git and that URL doesn't. So maybe that's...
Yeah, that could be a problem. But now it's... Let's see what happens if I just do it like this. So let's go back to the docs here and see what it told us to run. So it said this command, let's do that. And actually I'm a bit worried here because if you just use -p, it uses Nix packages from your Nix path. And generally, right, we are in a Nix package ourselves here. Ideally, we would use the very same Nix packages here. Actually, I'm gonna run this from the root and then pass -i Nix packages equals dot. This will make it use the current Nix packages. Although really this should be in the docs here. Let's see what does it do. Okay, I think it fetches the dependencies for this updater. Yep. And now what does it do? Oh, I think it also updates all of the existing plugins, probably. Which might be fine. It's a bit of a pain when you have this kind of single file that can get updated by various people and there's no kind of mechanism to synchronize this in any way. So whenever someone adds a plugin and someone else also adds a plugin and they both run the update command and one of those peers gets merged, then the other peer gets a merge conflict. I'm gonna take a look here if this is solved in any better way here. So let me just see Vim plugins. Okay, we have a Vim plugin being added here. Let's see what kind of changes this has. So this has added one to generated and just this. So I'm wondering maybe the update script only adds the new package, doesn't update existing ones. That might be what happened here. Or alternatively, maybe I should read the docs a bit more closely. So this is for overrides to Vim plugins. Okay, running it doesn't change the separation. Okay, to add a new plugin. I mean, maybe this is the command that we should be running. It's a bit confusing. It's a bit confusing that there's both this kind of, it says that we need to run this command, but there's also this one. But this one only has owner name. There's no like way to specify we're using GitLab here, which is a bit confusing. Okay. Well, and here we have another section on updating plugins. So now I'm even more confused. And so here we run the update.py script, and here we run update.py just add. Okay, and so I guess this one, yeah, this looks like it uses the GitHub API to not run into rate limits when, yeah, exactly the kind of thing we have right now. Right, too many requests. We've been bombarding GitHub with requests. And so I guess, yeah, we just want probably...
Maybe you could just give it URL instead of
this one. Yeah, I think something like that. I mean, let's take a closer look at the update.py script. Is there like usage anywhere? Generate by, okay, generate some stuff. Vim editor. Main, it gets loading from root. Lua plugins read editor. Well, let's just run it. See what happens. Oh, that's not great. Usually you would run a Nix shell in here. Oh, although it does say how to run it here. So it says Nix run vimPluginsUpdater. Format type check linted. Okay. Yeah, so let's, I guess, run it like this. This should work, I believe. Although, right, it copies Nix packages into the store. That's not great. So I'm just going to do...
You can do Nix run -f.
Oh, you mean path?
No, just -f and then...
Oh, without using
root of the Nix packages.
Yeah, I guess let's use
and then attribute.
I think there's something. Find. I don't know what it is. There's a way to get to the git root from with a git command, and then just the attribute path. Yeah, so we're not using flakes for this. That should speed this up. Okay, we have a borked thing here. What is the problem here? I can't really make out the error. Do I have... Scroll out a bit.
Nix eval failed, but it, I guess with the text above.
Oh yeah, I guess, yeah. Function called without requirement vimutils. Is it that something already updated in here? No. What is the problem here? Called without requirement vimutils. So address plugins default on Nix vimutils. That is weird. Is that... I mean, these are the normal Vim plugins. Is something broken on master? Or is the updater somehow failed? So what if you just do Vim plugins, just build any kind of plugin, git v, or just instantiate for now? Now that does work. Maybe the updater is borked? That doesn't seem great.
It said that it commits something. Maybe it did created a commit or something.
It just try and get status, but there's nothing in here. Maybe let me try again. We have vimPluginsUpdater. So this is a package, and I guess the package contains a binary, and it probably has result lib. Oh, get plugins.nix. Wait, plugin update. This is not the update.py, is it? No, this is a completely separate one. Wait, do we have... How many ways are there to update Vim plugins now? So we have update.py. We have vimPluginsUpdater. Okay, this is this one. And this is also update.py. Okay, so let's not use vimPluginsUpdater. Let's just use update.py. But I guess... yeah, actually, this is super confusing because this vimPluginsUpdater is not using update.py apparently. Yeah, that's a bit of a sad state for the Vim infrastructure. We have an apology in the chat for this, but no, that's this is part of what Nix is, because Nix packages is kind of the main source for packages, and there's a lot of messiness in Nix packages. So part of it is really just that's half of what you do when you do stuff with Nix, just kind of figuring things out. And so in this case, we want to run with Python, and we want to add Python 3. And here we could also do the same thing as before, because again we use -p here. We could also say Nix packages, and then we can say // something. Sure how many dots I need. I think this is right. Yes. But of course this isn't very pretty. I'm just going to use it for now. So Python 3, do we need anything? Well, let's just run it now. Update.py. Right, and then we get errors about Python plugins not found. So we couldn't do this. Instead, we'd have to do this here, Python 3.with packages. Then really ugly here we have inside a Python script we have a shell line, and inside of that we have a Nix expression. But so plugin update, was it something like that, or probably it's something from here.
I think it is that file that you found in that package.
The file that I found in the package?
Plugin update.py, wasn't it? What
Plugin...
you found in the result?
Oh, up here you mean, in the error earlier?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, plugin update.update plugins. Oh, yes, that is the same one. Oh, so no, it does use Nix. I see. Okay, so it's
just wrapped 2 times. It seems.
Yeah.
Could you show what's in the result? What files are in the result?
In the result for the let's take a look at that. So vimPluginsUpdater. We have this is wrapped twice. Tree sitter, we have plugin update. So there's no update.py here though. Okay, let's look at the Vim plugin update. Vim plugin update. Oh, this is not right. Vim plugins updater. Where is this declared? It's in packages, applications, editors, Vim plugins updater .nix. I see. So this, so this copies update.py to Vim plugins updater into the result. So it is update.py. So okay, so it is using the same thing. And then it wraps it with a Python path so you can actually execute it. So I think the problem here is that this is out of date. This doesn't really work. Okay, so we need this package, but then it fails to run. But it just rebuilt it. I'm not sure why it rebuilt it. We just built it before.
You changed shebang in update.
Oh yes, I did. Oh, that's right. let's get rid of this. Git checkout -p. Yes. So next build it again. Let me run it and just with help maybe. Okay, that's somehow useful. Yes. So okay, we have a next packages path. We have input names with our path, and here it's set to run without arguments. Okay. Here it's set to run this one with arguments. I guess this is there an add in here? There's an add. All right. So maybe this is what we should do. Add, let's also, is there a help page? Yes. But it's not, no, it's not, well, yes, but it's not very useful. So, I mean, okay, let me just paste the repo URL in here. See if that works. Let's use this one. All right, add this one. Well, actually, hold on. Let me clear the git state. This is git reset hardhead. All right, then run it. This prefetching.
Actually, a couple of months ago, I've added a vim plugin, and I don't remember it being so painful.
Yeah, I feel like we kind of tripped into everything here, and maybe the docs just need a bit of love. So, okay, it committed. Oh, but it didn't actually package it in any way. Did it say anything else here? Committing to Nix packages. That's not very useful. Maybe what if we do Nix plugins, or maybe let's search for issues for this package. Maybe it's already reported.
I think I manually actually removed stuff that was generated that I didn't update.
Yeah. Doesn't work outside Nix packages. Yeah, that's not a big problem. Generated. Okay, I don't think that's a big problem. Is there any other ones in here? Update Vim plugins. So there is a commit to just update Vim plugins here. Vim plugins, of course, pname. Yeah, I can't immediately find any bug with this. Why was this closed? Maybe let's take a look here. Run update.py. How did you run that without without the packaging around that? Okay, but so okay, the PRs just updating those also get merged. So I think we might just have to go through the pain of just running this. We had this other PR here that just updated the Vim plugins. This one here, which just added the package without updating it. I don't know how they did that. But so I think maybe let's go through, well actually this is kind of a pain. We need a GitHub token. We might have a GitHub token. No, we don't have one automatically. This uses update.py again, which doesn't work apparently.
If you have GH2 authorized, you can easily get GitHub token.
Oh yeah, we
GH auth token, but it will print it.
Yes, I should do that.
Out, so drop it to.
Yes. So maybe let me run the tool here. Let's see. No, this is something else. So vimPluginsUpdater. So we have add, and what do we need to run? I guess by default it does Nix packages. Adjust log level. No, this doesn't adjust the log level. Or I hope it doesn't do that. This seems a bit wrong. We have input names, output names. GitHub token, we can provide it that way. No commit. And we have update. I guess we just want the update. Let's try what happens if we do that. But we didn't pass it any of these arguments. So I wonder if it just infers the defaults somehow. Okay. Seems to do something. Yes. Okay, so I think that would work. Yes, okay, let's stop this. And I'm gonna do this one here. Get token and then out token. So I think we need to abandon this plugin update thing for now. Well, we looked at the docs a bit. We looked at this one as well. Once you do have, so actually these docs seem fairly complete as well. They should be in the Nix packages manual though, not in the README here. Actually, no, this is in the manual. Yeah, you're right. So this should also be in here. Vim, right down here. Yep. Okay, so I recommend reading, but otherwise it should be as simple as adding the thing and then updating all the plugins, which might take a really long time. Or you could also, I guess you can also just commit this line here and then kind of wait for the next Vim update to happen by someone else. So that would be a possibility as well. I do want to get back to the chat here. We have some messages in here. So one of them is about the rsync, and that, yeah, so apparently on Arch Linux running the same command, it also works. So it looks like the problem is more specifically with NixOS. Probably. So maybe for now, I would suggest just adding this as extra information to the issue. I think the person isn't. Oh, might.
Yeah, I'm still here.
You're still here. So yeah, I recommend just adding this as extra info to the issue, so it's not. So it looks like it's something NixOS specific, maybe.
All right.
Yeah. And we have another question in the channel that is, I'm using macOS with the Nix package manager. Today I upgraded the package manager with a command from the documentation from here. And after the upgrade, every file related to Nix changed ownership to root. Do you know how to fix this? I do not know how to fix that. Let me take a quick look and sudo. So did you use the write update command? There's different kinds of installations. If before it wasn't that the ownership was on root, this probably implies that you used a single user installation before. But if multi-user installations, so this one, I guess, this uses root for the file. So you might have used this one and you would have wanted to use this one. Could be an option. I'd also stay on the lookout for any installation issues on macOS. That's a regular occurrence. Let me just grab for Darwin here. Working around C shell RC overrides. That is one that is in the most recent macOS update, I believe. Yeah. I can also give a brief shout out. So while it's not official yet, but Determinate Systems has an installer that Nix installer, I believe. So they also have an installer, which it is a bit controversial, I gotta say. It does add flakes by default, but they have spent a lot of time kind of developing it, and so I do want to mention it as an alternative. And hopefully there are some people that are working on kind of making it official, and that I would very much encourage that. Currently, the official installer is based on Bash. Well, based on Bash. It doesn't do a whole lot of things, but everything that it does do is based on Bash. But this one is based on Rust. It does come with more complexity, but it can also do much more things. In particular, uninstalling and I believe upgrading Nix work better generally. So keep that in mind. Hopefully that can be official in the future. But yeah, I hope that answers the question. The ownership of files, that's related to multi-user or single-user installations, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, if you still have an issue though, feel free to search for issues in the Nix repository. This is where the official installer is being tracked. And yeah, if there isn't one, please open a new one and include all the details. Yes, so I don't think we have any other questions in the chat that I can answer easily and within 15 minutes for now. So maybe let's take a look here. We jumped through this. Plugin updates. All right. We have CI building something, yeah. Maybe we could let's look at the Nix. Oh yeah, I looked at this earlier. Let's maybe take a brief look at that, see if I can help anything with this. So I can't, of course my knowledge isn't infinite, so I can't help with everything. In fact, I probably don't know most things regarding Nix packages. It's just so big. But so let's take a look at this. So someone switched from VS Code to the open alternative VScodium. So they want to use the code command, create a script to start Codium from code with a wrapper. All right. When using remote feature where VScodium copies itself to a remote host, the binaries are again Codium, and of course the shell script is not copied. Based on my understanding, it is possible to create override to modify VScodium package so the actual binary is code and not Codium. Yes, that should be possible. Let's see, is there any existing answers we have with Nix? All right, this, I'm not sure if that's going to work, so it could be hard-coded that the VScodium always uses Codium as the target path. So not sure if just renaming the binary would fix that. Yeah. So that could then mean having to build a patched version. Just patch that on top of VS Code. So the other thing is needs to remove this variable that specifies Codium as the output file. Remove it or change it to code. Yeah. So, okay, recompilation will be needed apparently for this. Let's look at some approaches here. So let's go Nix packages, VScodium. NB is a nix-build alias. Okay, VScodium is being fetched from Hydra. This is a sign that, well, Hydra can't build unfree packages. So
I think something is wrong with your Jitsi window.
Oh.
The previews are all strange.
Oh, yes. Something is weird there. Oh, we have so many people in there that it kind of rendered differently for a second. I think it should work again, although nothing is moving in there, so I'd have to just live with that.
You stop screen sharing now. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, everything's in place now.
All right, thanks. All right, we have VScodium. Let's also take a look at the source of this. Generally, I like to just VScodium recursively search through the here. Recursively search for files. Generally, the fastest way to get to the source. So we have this one here, VScodium. It has generic here. I guess that's the generic VS Code one. Yes, that looks like it. And then VScodium uses its own source. All right. And do we have some patches? We don't have any patches here that I can see. There might be some generic patches. Well, but let's build this and try to wrap it in a Codium binary. Not sure if that's going to work for the intended use case, but let's give it a go. So actually, let's go into Nix Hour. I'm going to make use of this is the 50th Nix Hour. Let's use the repo here to write some files. So I have a kind of preset here in my package, which is just the standard kind of way of specifying packages. So I'm going to use VScodium here. I'm going to say, do we want to use a run command? We could use a run command. Let's look at the wiki page here, actually. Wrappers versus dot files. There's another page that also has something on wrappers. Let me try to find that cheat sheet, maybe. Oh, here it is. Wrapping packages. Yeah, so one of the things we could do is kind of just create a new binary. Let's try that. So let me copy this here. So we could do this, writeShellScriptBin. Then let's call this. So this here is both the package name, the derivation name, and the binary name. So in this case, we want to call it VS Code. Would be a bit weird to see VS Code as a package name, but then VScodium being used as the package, but that's fine. So we're gonna do in the script, so we create a wrapper, and the wrapper calls VScodium, like this. And -t, I'm not sure what -t is for. Exec, that's just a flag on VScodium. Yeah, and hello. Okay, so my package, yeah, let's call it my package for now. I have the default.nix here, has just a kind of simple setup for building this. You can later check it out in the Nix Hour repository. So we're going to build my package here. So we'll have to fetch another VScodium, I believe. Yes. But it will build a small wrapper around. So that would be that. Let's maybe jump a bit further ahead here. So disadvantage is that it doesn't propagate man pages and like other paths. We'll be able to see this here as soon as it's downloaded. Oh, yeah, it's done. So yeah, if you look in here, T, but with T, alias T is this. Shows the tree, and in this case, it just contains the binary, and that's, well, we used this function here, writeShellScriptBin, and writeShellScriptBin just creates this single binary. That's what it does. And so other ways of doing that is, in this case, we use a symlinkJoin to combine both the original one and the wrapped one. Let's try this one out. And I'm just gonna, well, let's maybe copy this, my package. Well, no, let's override it. This approach is not ideal. So writeShellScriptBin, actually let me copy the old one over here. Like this. So let's call this let wrapped is this. We don't need this, and then we have symlinkJoin. Let's add this to the inputs. Okay, we need in symlinkJoin, and then this is the original one, VScodium. All right, let's also specify the name here, VScodium this time. This doesn't influence the binary names, it's just the derivation name. And now let's build it. Nix build my package. As you can see, it built very quickly, so but we also have a lot in the result. So if I scroll out a bit here, notably it contains the entire structure of the original VScodium package, but only the directories, while the files are symlinked to the original VScodium. So this way we have binaries, we have man pages if there are any. There's no man pages in this case. But yeah, so this might be nice when you need to rely on, for example, the cat result share applications codium.desktop would be an example. Actually, that's a good case. In here, we have the executable still says Codium. So if we wanted to be kind of more proper in overriding this, we might want to also change this file. Maybe let's give this a go. And let's see. This also works. Here we can also run further commands. I think we can also do that with symlinkJoin. If you prefer not to have every file symlinked, we can also do something like this. This is a bit complicated. And this would then rebuild the derivation. So let's maybe go for something like this here. Build inputs wrap. Yes. Well, in this case, this example just adds a flag to this, but yeah, let's use postBuild. We also need build inputs. My package, so let's add this. So we need to make wrapper. Let's add this as an input. postBuild, so we wrap. Well, we don't need to wrap VScodium here in this case, actually. So we might not need this. But we just want to postBuild. Let's patch the desktop file. So what we want to do is, so it was in out share applications codium.desktop. So either we could like substituteInPlace here. This is a function available in all kind of in the standard environment. We could say replace Codium with code. Actually, yes. Well, actually, Codium should also still work because we also have a Codium binary. But let's just presume we want to do this as a way to just show off substituteInPlace. And let's try this. Does it work? If we build this again, it worked. Let's see here. Yeah. Actually, no, it didn't work. I think it might have to do with it being a... Wait, did I use the right... I didn't use the right path, I think. No, I think I did. No, that looks right. Is there anything else that didn't quite work? Let's do this the kind of slow way here. Cat of the output and cat again afterwards. See if it changed anything. Let's build up my package. So before it has Codium in here, afterwards it has still Codium in here. Is there anything that changed from... No, like nothing really changed here.
Maybe does it work with symlinks?
Maybe, yeah. So let's try getting rid of the symlink. How would we best do that? I guess we can like copy this to... Actually, I mean, maybe let's copy it to code. Maybe that would even make a bit more sense. So cp this to code and let's use a bit shorthand here. And I think copy will not make it a symlink. So then we can substitute in place of code.desktop. And let's try this. Nix build and cat of code. Yeah, apparently I don't really know.
It's still symlink. I think CP needs some flag to not create symlinks.
Oh no, it's not a symlink anymore. So, it is a read only. Well, I mean, everything's read only in the. Well, no, this is writable.
Yeah, just symlinks always have so.
I see. Yeah, maybe it's that, or I just don't know how substituteInPlace works anymore. Let's try this. Let's just see the permissions of the files here. Let's build it again and see. We have code. Oh yeah, it's not writable. So symlink substituteInPlace didn't complain. That's not great. So chmod plus w outshare applications code.desktop. And let's try this again. And I actually believe we might have just went through pretty much this here. Yeah, make wrapper, well, not quite. Let's try again. Code, it's still Codium. Is it only that it does one replacement or something? No, maybe it's that I don't know substituteInPlace. Let's look at the docs, hopefully they exist. Let's look at the nixpkgs manual. SubstituteInPlace. Oh, we have an example here. So this, I passed this as the last argument. I'd hope this doesn't matter, but it might matter. We're almost out of time, but they all use this as the first argument. Yeah, okay. And we have substitute all, we have substitute all in place, we have strip hash, we have substitute, where we can also give an in file and an out file that is separate, which might be better in our case. So let's see if that was a problem. Maybe first switch the order, replace, I think that was right. Let's see, build this, cat result. That worked. So it is order dependent. That's...
Did it create file called --replace?
No, that should work. Well, let's verify.
No, I mean in previous incarnation.
I didn't see it.
Could you scroll up? Maybe
we'd have to scroll up quite a bit. Hold on.
Right.
Next build. This there's none here.
It would be in root.
Oh.
Oh, it would be created in the work directory of Nix build.
Oh, so it might be there. Yeah. Okay, so substituteInPlace could use some improvements, some better error messages, or error messages at all. In this case, so we could also use substitute directly, I believe. So we should be able to do actually this here. Like this, and then let's make this new line like this. Okay, chmod probably isn't necessary anymore. Just this substitute, and let's build this, and then code. Yep, that worked. Okay, well, we figured out substituteInPlace this time, and substitute. All right, so well, this probably doesn't solve the final issue, but I guess we looked at wrapping things, and yeah, maybe also refer to this wiki page here. Also shows you how to, well, override address. You'd have to figure out how to override the Codium binary as described in the issue here. But yeah, we are out of time for today. Thanks for joining, and see you next time.